Alright, this is the bleeding of the rear brakes. This is very problematic. I've read quite a few horror stories online, and different people have come up with different ways of actually dealing with it. Nick the Magician, his dad is a master technician for a huge GM distributorship. Well, they have many distributors, ships in the area, and he uses this vacuum method, which is running off the shop air that I have. And once I'd actually made sure that everything was tightened up, and I had a few leaks, I'll talk about that in a sec. This actually started to work very nicely. I'm not sure if you can see the bubbles in the video moving through, but I've done one side at the rear, which is the passenger side, and then I'm doing the driver's side right now. There's still a lot of air in this system at this particular point, but it's pulling it through. So this is the actual unit here. Comes from Mac Tools. You can see I've put a little mark here to see what the level is doing. It actually pulls it at a rate which is not, you can go to the back of the car, see how you're getting on, go back to the front, fill up the actual reservoir, and not feel like you're going to empty the reservoir and just introduce air again. Right. So this is shop air connection in, and it goes across the handle, comes out the other side, and that is actually creating a vacuum, and that vacuum is drawing the fluid in to the reservoir. And as I said, it's a steady pace. You don't feel like you're rushing around and panicking a little bit. I was a bit concerned about that when I started, but this is working very well. To me, I've seen systems where you pressurize it and push the fluid, and people have come up with different ways of doing that. I personally prefer this method, although I haven't used the other method, where the fluid is pulled. I'm just paranoid about the brake fluid going everywhere, and pulling on it rather than pushing on it, for me, seems like a safer bet. Yeah, this is now flowing, right? It took me a little while to get it set up properly and everything, but it seems like it's working for me right now. It's this vacuum unit, just a bit closer up and without the noise of everything else that's going on. Shop air goes in here and exits here, and it's basically pulling a vacuum into the sealed chamber, and the brake fluid is pulled into that chamber through this tube, and then there's I just found it to be really effective. This end clips onto the nipple of the brake bleeder, and you don't have to worry about it. It will stay on. It seems like it seals. I played with it a little bit, like pressing on it to see if it was sucking air or not, but it didn't seem to alter what was happening with the fluid being pulled through. So this actually worked out very nicely. I guess it took at least 15 minutes aside for the rear for clear fluid to pull through. I still need to bleed it just using the classical method, but now I've got fluid all the way back. I'll do that in a conventional way. The front wheels took a couple of minutes, if that, to draw very clear fluid coming through. So this has saved a lot of time. I'm very grateful to Kenny for allowing me to use it. Looks like it comes from Mac. I don't know the history of it or the part number or anything, but to me this seems like a better solution than the pressurized solution. But I haven't used the pressurized solution.